Welcome to Finding Holiness, where we delve into timeless Torah wisdom, revealing the sacred in everyday moments. Join us on a journey to elevate your spirituality and discover holiness in every aspect of life. I'm your host, Rabbi David Kadosh, and together, let's embark on a path of spiritual exploration. I hope you enjoy this next episode. Okay, Perek Bet in Masechet Kiddushin, Mishna Aleph. Ha'ish mekadesh bo ubishlucho. A man can betroth a woman, whether himself or he can appoint an agent, a shaliach, to perform the kiddushin. Ha'isha mitkadeshet ba'al bishlucha. So too a woman can become betrothed by accepting kiddushin herself or by having someone else accept it for her. Ha'ish mekadeshet bito. A man can accept kiddushin for his daughter, kishehi na'ara, when she is a na'ara, that's under the age of 12. Bo bishlucho, either himself or with an agent. Someone says to a woman, marry me with this date. And he gives her a date. And then says, again, marry me with this date, gives her another date. If one of those dates is big enough that it equals a peruta, which is the smallest value of a currency at the time, nowadays it's like $1. Mekudeshet, she is betrothed. But if neither date is worth a peruta, she's not mekudeshet. Now, if the man gives her 3 dates, and he says, marry me bazo, ubazo, ubazo, with this one, and this one. If the combination of all 3 equals 1 peruta, she's considered married. Ve'im lav, ena mekudeshet, but if not, she is not considered betrothed. Hayta ochelet rishona rishona. Now, he was giving her the dates, and she started eating the dates. Okay? She started eating the dates one by one. Before he said, Hareat mekudeshet bet marzu, right? She's eating the dates. Then, if that's the case, ena mekudeshet, she is not considered married. Ad sheyeh ba'achat me'en shaveh pruta. Unless there was one that was left that was worth at least peruta, then she is considered married. Mishnah Bet. Hitkad shili bekos zeh shel yain v'nimsa shel dvash. The guy says, Haread mekudeshet li, with this cup of wine, but after she accepted the cup, she found it wasn't wine, it was honey. Or the reverse, shel devash v'nimsa yain. He said, take this cup of honey, but she found it was wine. Bedinar shel kesef v'nimsa shel zahav. Hereby you're married to me with this silver, but she found it to be gold. Or the opposite, shel zahav v'nimsa shel kesef. Here's your gold, marry me, but she finds out it's silver. Or Al menat she'ani ashir, the man says, marry me on condition that I am a rich man. But after he performed the kiddushin, he was a liar, he has no money. Or ani v'nimsa ashir, he said, marry me behalf I'm a poor man, and he finds out, she accepted, and she finds out that he's rich. In all those cases, ena mekudeshet, she is not married, she agreed to the kiddushin based on what she was told. Rabbi Shimon argues, and he says, im hita'ah leshevach mekudeshet. If the man misled her to her advantage, then she is married. Meaning, if he said marry me with silver, and then she said okay, but then she says gold, okay, it's my advantage, but she would be married. That's the opinion of Rabbi Shimon. Similar examples in Mishnah Gimel. Al menat she'ani kohen. A man said to a woman, marry me on condition that I'm a kohen. V'nimsa levi, it's found to be a levi. Or the reverse, levi v'nimsa kohen. Natin v'nimsa mamzer. A man said, marry me on the condition that I'm a natin. A natin, again, we spoke about this, is the descendants of the Giv'onim, a group of Canaanim that tricked themselves into being Jews. And he was found to be a mamzer. Or mamzer v'nimsa natin. Ben ayir v'nimsa ben krach. The man says, marry me on condition that I'm a resident of a small town, and he found out to be a resident of a large city. Ben krach v'nimsa ben ayir. Or he said, marry me on condition that I'm a resident of a large city, and he's found to be a resident of a suburb. Or al menat shebeti karov lamerchatz, a man said, on condition that my house is close to the bathhouse, v'nimsa rachok, but really his house is far from the bathhouse. Or rachok v'nimsa karov, or he said, marry me on condition my house is far from the bathhouse, but really was close. Or al menat sheyesh li bat o shivcha gadelet, man said, marry me on condition to have a daughter who can braid hair, or a maidservant who could braid hair. This is important because that used to bring them extra income. A woman who was able to a hairstylist could bring extra income. Ve'eno, but he never had such a daughter and maidservant when she got married, she realized. Or he said on the condition that I don't have a daughter who can braid hair. V'yeshlo, and in fact he did have one. Or another example, al menat she'en li banim, a man said, marry me on condition that I don't have children. Or v'yeshlo, and he had children. Or al menat she'yesh li, on condition that I do have children, ve'en lo, and he doesn't have. In all these cases, the Kiddushin is not valid because she agreed to it based on a mistake. Ubekulam. And also in all these cases, even if she later said, I had in mind to marry him, even if what he said was not true, afterwards she says that, she's not considered married. And all of these cases applies if she misled him as well. Okay? So if she was the one who was tricking him. A man says to his agent, go and he tells the shaliach, go and perform kiddushin to this woman for me in such and such place. And he went and he performed the marriage not in Ottawa, but he went to Montreal. She is not betrothed because the agent was only given the right to perform it in Ottawa and not in Montreal. However, if the man said, Harehi b'makom ploni, go to the woman who is in Ottawa, okay, and marry her. V'kidsha b'makom acher, and he did the marriage in Montreal. In that case, harezu mekudeshet, because through the language, he just wanted the agent to go and marry her, regardless of where she was. He just told her where he thought she was. It was in Ottawa. Let's do one more Mishnah. Hamkadeshet ha'isha al menat she'en alea nedarim. If someone marries a woman on condition that she's not restricted by any vows, meaning she never took upon herself any neder, and then lo and behold they get married and she's got this whole bunch of vows. I vow that can't go on vacation. I vow that I'm never going to cut my hair, or whatever it is. She is not considered married. But if he married her without making this condition, and then it was found out that she had all these vows under her belt, she can be divorced without receiving her ketubah, but she still needs to receive a get. The husband has a right to divorce her and not pay out her ketubah because he can claim that I never wanted to marry a woman who had all these restrictions by nedarim. Still has to give a get because there's a set effect that maybe they were married, so he has to give a get. Al menat she'en ba mumin, if someone betrothed a woman on condition that she does not have any physical defects, v'nimsu ba mumin, and then it was found that she does have physical defects, ena mekudeshet, she's not married and no get is needed. Kinasa stam, but if he married her without this condition and then v'nimsu ba mumin tetzeh shelo b'ktuba, then and it was found out that she has defects, she can be divorced without receiving a ketubah. But again, like before, she receives a get. Kol hamumina poslin bekohanim, poslin benashim. All the physical defects that disqualify a kohen from serving in the Bet Hamikdash, so a whole bunch of a list of them in Masechet Bechorot, that disqualifies a woman with regards to marriage, as was implied in the cases above. Rabbi Chananya ben Akasha Omer,